So today's a special day in our church, isn't it?
Yes.
How many years?
30.
30, right. 30 years. How many of you were here when the church first started? Some of your parents weren't even born yet. That's the sad part, as I think about it. Okay, but 30 years is a long time, isn't it? Yeah, it's a pretty long time. And over these past 30 years, a little more, I've been trying to use a certain word a lot. And I'm wondering if you can guess what word that might be. It's not a person, but it's another word that talks about love, a special kind of love. Any ideas yet? A kind of love that's what we call unconditional, that even though when we don't deserve it, God still loves us. Martin Luther talked a lot about this. Yes, Oliver, you got an idea?
God's love.
It is God's love, the special way that we have of speaking of it. Agape, that's good, good idea. That's the way, that's a certain kind of love, isn't it? But I'm thinking about another word. It starts with the letter G. Grace. That's it. Thank you, McKenna. Is that McKenna underneath all that purple? It is, isn't it? Okay. I like purple. It's almost one of my favorite colors. Blue's my favorite color because, you know, God painted the sky Carolina blue. I've told you that before, haven't I? Yeah. Okay, so we've tried to talk a lot about grace over these 30 years. That's a very important part of our theology, an important part of what we try to tell people, that God loves us no matter what. And that we cannot be perfect every day, can we? No. Are any of you perfect every day?
No.
Are any of you perfect any day? No, probably not. Me either. Me either. So we all fall short, don't we, every day of our lives. But God loves us anyway. And we can't work hard enough and do enough that we can say to God, okay, God, you have to take me into your kingdom now because I've done enough and I qualify. Doesn't work that way, does it? It works in the way that God takes us into His kingdom as we are, and He promised that at our baptism. And even though we may mess up some days or every day, He still loves us and will take us into His kingdom. But because He does love us like that, it makes us want to do the best we can, right? So we try to do the things that God would want us to do, but we just don't always get them done. Well, that's the word, grace. And what's the name of this church?
Grace Lutheran.
Wow, I wonder how that happened, huh? How that happened, that we chose that name many years ago as a steering committee when we started the church. Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. I was thinking that, you remember last week when we had a grab bag, and in one of the bags we had peanut butter and peaches and I want to say lanacane, but that's not it. What was that stuff we had? Just because I've got so much, huh?
Bengay.
No, it wasn't Bengay. But do you have any? Huh?
Was it aspartame?
No, it was something to eat. Huh? Linguine, that's what it was. We had linguine, and then we had a bag of 15 bean soup. 15 different kinds of beans in the soup. Is everybody okay back there? We have a little distraction in the back there. Okay, well, I thought this week we could have a grab bag again, okay? And I was thinking, everybody can put one hand in and pull out whatever you want to, okay? As much as you want to. How many people went to Sunday school this morning? 1, 2, 3. Okay. If you went to Sunday school, I'll let you use both hands. That could be dangerous. And if I run out, you have to share, okay? So as you're going to either Miss Abby's got children's church, come and grab your in the bag and go with Miss Abby if you're going to children's church. Otherwise, go back to your parents. And like we said last week, please don't eat this in church. Save it till late tonight during the Super Bowl and eat it. And it'll help you stay awake, okay? Okay. Did you go to Sunday school?
Yes.
Luke, take it easy. I might have to change. Oh, good. There's a one-hander. Give me some more one-hander. You went to Sunday school?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Who's your teacher?
Miss Abby.
Use both hands. You went? Okay. Bag's getting lighter and lighter. Okay. You don't need two hands. My gosh. It's not much left for me.